Hello everyone, this is Super Comic Girl and I'm back with another video. So we are going to be reviewing only two comic books today, and this is from the same series and it's entitled Born of Blood, and this takes place during the time that Sparta was probably the most feared city-state in Greece. Now, for people that may not know this, Greece was not a unified nation. They all had their squabbles. They all had different variations of their myths, and it is just how it was. Sparta was infamous for its brutality, its militaristic tendencies, and of course its absolute subjugation of the Heliots. So with that out of the way, we're going to review these two comics. So the first one is Born of Blood issue number 1. So first of all, I want to say this comic book series is not for children by any stretch of the imagination. There's a lot of blood and brutality and decapitation and mutilation and stuff. So, it all, of course, all starts with the birth of this girl. We'll give you, let's just see some of the interior art. Not the bloody, violent ones, but the really nice ones. And back then, there was no way to know if your wife was going to give you a son or a daughter. And in this case, the queen who died in childbirth, which is very common, which was very common during the ancient era, or during ancient Greece and ancient Rome and ancient Ireland and Scotland and all these places. You know, women died in childbirth. Not super high rate to eradicate the female species, but they did die in numbers. Unfortunately for the little girl, her mother dies in childbirth. He thinks that she's given him a son, and he finds out that his wife, who is now dead, has given him a daughter. So she's a princess. She learns how to read, to write. She learns about what it means to be a citizen of Sparta. What she does not get educated in is how violent Sparta is, how it got its dominance. The educators didn't tell her that. What she does is she's introduced to the violence of what it means to be a Spartan through this. So her father takes her down to the dungeons, locks her in a cell with a guy. At first you think that he's there to rape her. He's not. He's there to break her, to harden her, to mold her into a Spartan. So, here's a girl. She has just become an adult. She's taken down to the cell, and literally this man beats the shit out of her to the point where he basically pounds away all of her morality, all of her sympathy, everything that separates people from animals, basically. The Spartans were detested by Athens for one reason, and that was their brutality. They were the most brutal Greeks in all of Greece. And you've got a girl who is basically destined to become the Queen of Sparta. She is, as I said, she is broken. She's beaten. She is brutal. I'm not saying, I mean, he didn't rape her. I mean, because, you know, she's a princess and you can't do that. But he finds ways to take away the sympathy and the kindness and the humility from this girl and turns her into a Spartan. And literally turns her into that. A walking, talking, merciless killing machine. Everything that she does is for Sparta. She has no sympathy for anyone. She doesn't care about anyone. This is what her training did. Overall, I'm going to say that if you're looking for a comic that shows a lot of brutality, definitely this is a good comic. I am not going to say this was a bad issue. This is actually a really good issue. But how historically accurate is it? We really don't know. We don't know. But she kicks ass. So, yeah. Alright. So I'm going to give that issue 5 stars. It's a good story, and it's a great character. If you like blood and all that stuff. This is Born in Blood issue number 2. This has a lot more brutality in it. So she's taught, of course, how to be merciless and ruthless and all the stuff that makes all the other city-states hate her and her people. What is the last thing you could possibly teach a woman who is destined to become the ruler of Sparta? Teach her how to seduce men, of course. That's the next thing you do. So of course, she's a virgin. So she has her first encounter with a man to take her virginity. Yeah. So, more blood and brutality. I'm not going to show you everything because a lot of it has sex in it. But, yeah. I mean, she just strips her clothes down. No. No. And, so she, of course, loses her virginity. And her teacher, which is morbid beyond anything, is in the room when this happens. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm obsessed with my hair. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. And of course, he doesn't rate her too well in the sex department. And basically the entire dang freaking most of it is just her basically having sex. That's all basically it is. And more brutality. Yeah, there's a lot of nudity in this issue. And we, of course, is introduced to a character called Lioness. And I don't know if, I do think Lioness is a figure in Spartan history. But, yeah, and we can pretty much guess that there is some trickery involved in it. So, yeah. So, we'll see what happens in issue number 3. But, Born in Blood issue number 2 is really good, and I did enjoy it. So, anyways, so that is my review for the two issues. And, yeah, so I am going to be starting on the comic books that I purchased the 3rd week of last month. So, yeah. So, I hope to see you guys around, and until next time, nerds, read on. Bye.